Hello everybody, this is Apu again from AP Gaming, and welcome back to another episode. While we wait for the dungeons to unfold in the next few days, I thought maybe I'll tame up a Titan and talk a little bit about the bugs associated with Titan. And to begin with, guys, as you see, I'm actually on a pursuit of Taming Titan, and you can see the location marker blinking, telling me that there's a Titan around, but all I see is Diplos and no Titan anywhere. Talk about bugs in the game, right? So anyway, guys, I'll bring you guys back once I actually do spot a real Titan, and then we'll talk more about how to tame a Titan, and then also, most importantly, talk about the bugs associated with Titan, right? So in a bit. Alright guys, so I found a Titan, and this Titan happens to be the same one that I kind of fired a few rockets a few days back, and surprisingly it just showed up. The word is that you can also tame a Titan with rockets. It doesn't seem to work on mobile, at least, because I've in more than one occasion tried taming it up with rockets. Their health do seem to decrease, but no knockouts seen so far. So anyway, so I'm gonna stick to the traditional method of taming or knocking it out with the cannon. Right, so on the cannon bit, guys, I would like to point it out that you have to be careful on how you place the foundation and the cannon itself. The first time that I tamed, a couple of months back last year, I would think in 2018, it so happened that I had placed the cannon a little bit further away and towards its head area, and hence whenever I was firing the cannon, it was actually shooting my the Quetzal's head. It was actually looking up. The moment I unmount, the Quetzal moves its head up, and then that's when it was getting hit. And the Titan was not getting a single hit, so I wasted a lot of cannon balls before I actually realized it. So the best way to place it is halfway of the saddle and half of the foundation on the edge of the platform, and then halfway of the cannon placed on the foundation itself. That works, and this is how I've done it here. And the other thing is, guys, what you would have seen in most of the videos of Titan taming is that one has to unmount to fire, but that's not the case. You can actually fire it while being mounted as well. It's actually a precision angling that you would do on your screen. It's not perfect, it doesn't work all the time, it's a risk. So I would show you one of them, and then I'll get back to my traditional method of unmounting and firing, because it's crucial that we hit the head as such. So when it doesn't fire, or when you don't get the right angle, you just missed out that opportunity or the window where you can actually hit the head, right? So it's not perfect, it's up to you, but it's all I'm saying, it's possible to fire the cannon without having to unmount the platform like you see here. See, there you go. I actually fired and hit the head, but like I said, it doesn't work all the time, so it's up to you guys. Anyway, the other thing is, guys, we cannot place a vault, even though it would have been really good. Storage boxes, there's one too many to be mounted on a saddle, so it would have been great if you could place a vault actually. Alright, so let's while we tame it up, let's talk about the bugs, right? So the bug associated, and we all know about it, is that we cannot place structures on the Titan saddle platform. which is partly right but also partly incorrect, guys. You can actually place structures on Titan, but so long as you don't log off from the game, it works. The moment you log off from the game is when it starts getting weird. The bug shows up, and then the gameplay just gets messed up. And I'm going to show you guys some of the clips that I recorded in one of the multiplayer servers that I play, where I was actually able to place a structure. Alright, so here we are, guys. As you see, I have built a structure around myself on the saddle, and it works perfectly fine so long as I don't log off. But the point here is it's very rare that you wouldn't log off, either because you will either crash out, or the render bug will kick in where you don't see anything and you would have to log off and log back in to see what's around you. Fortunately, this as you see, I'm actually destroying a turret of another tribe, and this happens to be in the redwood area, and it's very close to my base, and hence I did not have to log off per se. It's pretty close by, and I was able to do this little bit of raiding bit with the structure on the saddle, as you see. Now, this is not the case as soon as I log off, or if I happen to crash, which by the way did happen, which I've kind of clipped out from this video per se, but I did crash, and then when I logged back in, there was no structure on the saddle. We'll see that as well very shortly. But the point is, when you log back in, the structure disappears, and it doesn't end at that. The whole island, all the tames, including the wild dinos, that just disappear, including structures. It's just you and the island. When you log back in and when you unmount the Titan, it's weird, and then it just doesn't end at that. What happens is, if you unmount from the Titan and then you move around, after a certain point in time, it will teleport you back to the saddle. So you're not going anywhere. You may assume that it's working. You go a little further in the map, or you could move around a little further in the map, but then again at the end of it will teleport you back to the saddle, and that's a very weird glitch. And then the other aspect of this glitch is, while you're being glitched out, you cannot damage anything. You don't take any damage, but that doesn't help because there's nobody in the island, just you, without even the wild dinos appearing anywhere, right? So that's a very weird glitch that I've seen. I'll show you in just about a minute, and just about a bit on how that works, or how it is. I did record a clip on that one as well. Alright, here I am, guys. I logged off, I logged back in again before I mount Titan. As you see, everything is regularly normal, perfect. I can harvest, I can destroy, hit rocks, etc. The little things that we do on the island, pretty much regular, normal. And then I mount the Titan. Alright, and then that's when things start getting weird. So as you see, the structure is not visible, even though I have not destroyed it at all. It just disappeared. And from here on, if I unmount it, first thing that you notice is I do not take any fall damage. But the next thing that I noticed is that I cannot harvest or do any damage to anything on the island, right? Whatever is around when I logged in shows up, like if there was some wild dinos out there, my base structures, etc. is there, but when I get out of this place, this area, everything is empty. And as you see, I'm running around the island. It seems like everything is normal, okay, except that I don't notice any dinos or any, in this case, fishes. My oxygen is not reducing. Everything seems weird. And then all of a sudden, it will take me back to my saddle, there you go. This is where I end up, no matter how far I try to go. So I tried a couple of times doing this just to see how weird it is. So I tried running away from the Titan in the island, you know, just random places, right? So here I am trying to run towards the swamp. Swamp, you know, usually has lots of wild dinos, you know, at least nothing, the snakes, the snails, you know, and then the you know, the dilos and all those you know, typical creatures, right, that you would find in the swamp. You would notice that there is nothing at all. It's as if you've been teleported to another dimension of the island. Even though you can see people talking, you can see the global chat here. People are talking. It's as if they're there in the island, but you don't see nothing. There were a few structures here of another tribe, but now it's not there, right? So that's one thing. And then yeah, like I was saying, no creatures on this island, on this particular glitched out island at this point. Just me running around, and no matter how far I seem to get, it just takes me back, like I was saying, to my saddle, right? So there you go, here I am back. So it's weird, guys. So I don't know, it's up to you guys whether you wanna actually build a structure. So long as you don't log off, it may help you protect yourself. But the real issue is, if it crashes, if you log off and log back in, you would not be able to, you know, protect your Titan in a PvP scenario if you're raiding or if you're defending your base or anything, right? So if the game crashes, if you log off and you log back in, the other players will be seeing your Titan for sure. They may not be able to see you because of the glitch, or they may be, we don't know that. I don't know that personally, but what I do know is you will not be able to you know, defend your Titan. They will kill your Titan. You will not be able to hit them back. You will not be able to you know, damage them or kill them or anything as such. So it's a catch-22 situation. You know, it's up to you. Sorry, it's up to you, right? So just a little bit on the glitches that is associated with Titan and the saddle itself. I have spoken to the devs about it. They are aware of it, but it seemed like it's a low-key priority at this point in time, considering there are other huge issues in the game, especially the exploits and the glitches that some of the players are exploiting, and they're trying, you know, always to solve it. So this, you know, doesn't impact the game much, and that there are not many players out there who tame Titan on a day-to-day basis. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're not looking at it at this point in time. But yeah, there you go. I'm back to my platform saddle. So that's the weirdness of this glitch. Anyway, so back to my tame here, guys. So to talk a little bit about and exploited tames and the glitches, guys. Personally, I think it's not cool to you know, use exploited tames or do glitches and trying to raid another tribe, especially because it might so happen that the other player is trying to play it legitly the way it's supposed to be, whether he or she knows how to glitch or not, or he or she knows how to exploit or not. If he or she is playing the game in a legit manner, that means lots of hours of grinding, especially in servers like the PVX servers, you know, where the harvest and spawn rates are reduced by half. You know, in the PvE zones, it takes a lot to gather a lot of stuff. You know, the regular things that we are able to harvest, like, you know, for example, stones. You know, it's really a tough job, you know, getting a good amount of stones in a PVX server, especially if you're in a PvE zone. So if somebody's using glitches, etc., exploited tames to raid bases or do stuff like that, it's not very cool. It's naive. It's not you know, there's nothing really cool about that kind of game. So I would, you know, if you guys are watching this, I would really want you guys to play it the way it's meant to be. Say no to glitches, say no to exploits. That just messes up the game. It's not about winning or losing at all. It just spoils the spirit of this game, right? So given the fact that the devs are to be blamed for this, no doubts, they had to think through this, and the way we're seeing it now, they're struggling when it comes to reports. The community managers, Jordan, Becca, and Keys, they're finding it really hard to look at the reports, because there are many reports being filed on a day-to-day basis, so they're lacking behind. And then there are new stuff that's been rolled out, right? So there's a lot of struggle with the developers and with the community managers. So I really get that. So guys, avoid it. It's not meant to be the way you're supposed to play the game. It might seem and sound easy for you to, if you have an exploiter tame, that is, to raid or destroy things, but that's not really the way we should be playing the game as a community, right, of our players, right? So anyway, I'll bring you guys back once I'm about to tame up, or once it's about to get knocked out of, right? So that's about the Titan bit. Okay, and by the way, guys, in multiplayer, the Titan taming is really a pain because of the lag, especially when you're using a fast quetzal. The moment you try to or you think you have aligned yourself perfectly in front of his head, and you unmount, in multiplayer the server takes time to recognize that and then actually do the unmounting, and by the time it unmounts, the Titan would have moved on, and the way it is, the Titan sways its head very, very much, so it's very, very painful, and it's not an easy tame at all. Whereas in single player mode, it's quite easy. It's comparatively easier, relatively easier, because the response time is really fast and quick. The moment I unmount it, press the unmount button, it does unmount, and it's a little easier, even though I wouldn't say that Titan tame is easy at all. But anyway, I'll bring you guys back when I'm just about to tame Titan, guys, in just a bit. Alright, so guys, I'm back, and this should be my last shot to knock it out. So yeah, there you go. So I think that would have been my 40th cannon fire. So it took about almost twice of what is actually required, obviously because I missed a lot of shots in between, right? So usually come prepared with at least, if you're good, about 50, so you have at least some spare, or if you are doing it for the first time, make it about 90 at least, and then try knocking it out. Alright guys, so Titan is riding a Titan is a totally different experience altogether, guys. The kind of power of the feel that you get of riding a Titan is different from any other tame. One hit of the Titan, and then anything around it, any dino, wild dino around it, it just get killed, no matter how giant or how good the dino is, right? So it's a really good, awesome experience when it comes to Titan and Arc. So definitely do tame up a Titan. I think by the time you hit level 90 or 89, I'm not too sure, is when you get to pursue the kill Giga, and that will give you a platform saddle. So you don't have to be level 100 to be able to craft the Titan saddle. And as you are aware that you need a Titan saddle if you wanna tame up a Titan. It doesn't have to use anything. It just takes you just have to put the Titan saddle in the inventory to tame up a Titan. Right. So yeah. All right, guys. So this should do for today, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video, hopefully on the dungeon. Bye, guys. So alright, take care of yourself, guys. Stay safe, and peace out. Bye, guys. Oh, that's Alphacano. Alright guys. See ya.